All right, we are here with Miramar head coach Pierre Senatus, longtime coach at Booker T, guy who's been through it. He knows what it takes to win, not just state championship. He was part of the national championship squad as well. Coach, talk about this chance now to run a program on your own, especially a program like Miramar that's had success. I know they went through some difficult times last year, both on and off the field, but talk about how it's been for you in these last few months taking over that program.
Tremendously exciting. You get to, impact and have your own vision kind of come to light. There's such a great tradition there. The Cogdale tree is still alive there. There's such great foundation and coaching and great principles already in place there. So kind of polishing those things that were already in place at Miramar, bringing all the things that I've learned in my times at Booker and my prior stop. And Coach Harris and Coach Tillman and Coach Hanks, those guys down there have really been my mentors and taken all those situations and all those tools and all those experiences and getting a chance to kind of merge them into my own and plant my own identity on Miramar High School has been just a dream come true. It's bigger than football. It's really life. It's one of my mantras. And we're going to the Miami Rescue Mission this Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're going to be a huge homeless. That's going to be one of our community service outreach projects. We'll be in homeless shelters and just reaching out in the homeless community and special needs kids. So it's having a chance to do that on my own and not having to check with your superior or your chain of command.
Yeah.
So that's been one of the bigger things, and getting to place a schedule. Like you talked about, the state championship and national championship, and the schedule. Some of the medias have claimed us one of the number one toughest schedules in the nation.
Yeah.
Playing St. Thomas, playing IMG back to back, playing American
Yeah.
in that same week and that same month. Excuse me.
Right.
The out of district as Hollandale and having a tough district like a Flanagan South Plant and Plant. Really having a week to week battle on your hand consistently is one of the challenges that we're able to take on as a team, as a staff. Having a real community. Miramar has its own commissioner that's come by, our mayor. We have our own stadium. You really get to build a community team.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great challenges I'm really excited about taking on this season and moving forward.
Tell me about that too, because like you said, it is a community.
Very different from Dade County, where you don't have your own stadium, you don't have a mayor that is your mayor.
Right.
We have a mayor's cup where we get to actually go against one other city's team, which is Everglades. We're actually building that. I want to make that a humongous game within our community and school and a cross-town rival. I just crossed the border into Dade County, but also went to Broward. Broward is loaded this year.
Yeah.
It's one of the years that Broward can stand on its 2 feet and says our teams are as talented, if not more talented, than Dade and across the state of Florida.
Right.
When you talk about St. Thomas and Hollandale and Flanagan and Plant and all those schools in Cypress, the coaches are well respected. Great programs, develop great young men, have put guys into Division I into the league year after year after year after year.
Right.
So they can beat on their chest this year, and we get a chance to compete against all those. We get to go to Dade County, we get to go into Broward, we get to go out of town on a national televised game and play one of the most highly ranked and high teams in the nation. So it's a great experience at Miramar. That's one of the things I love about being there. There's a great experience, it's great soul. 2,500 students.
Yeah.
A stadium that holds 3,000 kids almost, or 3,000 individuals, and they get a chance to on a Friday night come out in front of their families and friends and community and play at home and really be a home environment.
Right.
This is a very unique situation. I'm really blessed to have an opportunity to kind of steer it and put a new focus onto what's happening at Miramar.
How many years were you at Booker T?
7.
7 years. Okay. What was maybe the biggest lesson that prepared you for this opportunity that you learned maybe from Ice Harris or any of those guys that you coached with?
Just the value of being a coach. You're really a teacher. People talk about that, but seeing the situations of some of those student athletes, it's not socioeconomically, but you have to really be a mentor and trying to take those guys under your wing and how to really make tough decisions. Coach has to go to an administrative meeting and say that I need help with this young man to make this young man a better man. I have to sit him down. I have to get him out of the school and get him help. And really seeing them do those things and seeing it consistently. People understand the stories. They see the product on the field on a Friday night, but the phone calls in the middle of the night are the toughest ones. And I've seen some horror stories, and we've seen some great triumphant stories as well. And those are the things that I'm able to carry over into this situation. We hope that the support of the Miramar community and administrative staff will allow us to have those kind of triumphant stories. And we'll learn from those pitfalls, and we'll hopefully have a better plan of action and be more proactive. And the coach had to really put a lot of his resources to use to mentor and guide young men into great situations.
How's the reception been? Because like you said, that community is so tight around the team and so supportive. And, before you took the job, obviously they were hurting through a difficult situation over there. What was the reception like for you to come in with that type of attitude, to not only help the kids on the field, but off the field, that kind of thing?
It's been tremendous. It's been very overwhelming. There's true, genuine support. And I think they're still guarded. They guard their community and program. They still want to know, who is this guy? He's doing all this stuff, but you can see that they're just not going to pass over the torch quite yet. You have to earn it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm excited about doing. Really walking through the halls and walking through the community, and walking through those gates on a Friday night through the smoke and the band playing.
Yeah.
And seeing that clock go to zero. Those are the things that they're waiting to see,
right,
to really open up. And I can just feel it, though. You have great alumni support. Ivan McCartney's come back from West Virginia. He's helping on the staff. Geno Smith's reached out. Stedman Baylor's reached out. So you got guys in the NFL spending their resources and time to help out and say, who is this guy, to meet me. That's just you don't find that everywhere. I know for a fact you don't in certain high schools and certain communities. So that's a special community Miramar is.
Yeah. Some of the unfortunate things that happened with the previous coach that was there was just that a lot of people that were misled, that kind of thing. For them to kind of open up, have you seen them over time like that? You're saying like over time they're starting to open up and trust you a little more.
In 6 months, I've seen a lot of trust, especially when you had such a scary and deceitful. Somebody was completely lied to, and especially when you give your children.
Yeah.
When you give a man your child to kind of, and they hurt the child at the end of the day. They hurt the child's development, education, integrity, and program and community and school and education. Yeah. That's very hard for adults to just retrust that quickly.
Right. I
think we're building that trust back the right way. So I understand their guarded behavior and some of the things that I've had to earn.
Yeah.
I completely understand that. I would have the same apprehensions just turning over the key to to my building of 2,000 plus students, 2,500 plus students,
yeah,
a football team of 100 young men, with all these resources and all these perks at Miramar High School to
yeah,
somebody who hasn't proven it yet.
Right.
So we're going to prove it together, myself, the community, the student athletes, the administration.
Yeah.
We have a lot to prove that community all over again.
Yeah, you mentioned a few of the guys that were like superstars that made that program big, like Sticks McCartney and those guys. No, sorry. I was saying, tell me a little bit about the guys there now that, if you can give like a quick rundown, like a brief rundown on some of the top guys that you're expecting big things from this year as they, pass the torch sort of, and the new wave of Miramar Patriots coming in now. Who are some of those guys?
You talk about DeShondre Pitts at linebacker. Our linebacker core is just a diverse group of young men. We have a 4.5 and a 4.6 starting linebacker. Jonathan Say, Mark Niles, and DeShondre Pitts. Pitts was second team All-County last year. Made 2 big interceptions in the Flanagan game. He's a phenomenal, hard-nosed young man. And the secondary is loaded again. Yeah. Shamar Jean Charles already committed to Bowling Green. Outstanding. He was All-American preseason kind of kid. Had a labrum. Has bounced back tremendously. Resilient. Great character young man. And then on the other side, you have Correll Smith, who's committed to FAU currently. And again, these guys are technicians and defensive back. And of course, we have a highly rated junior safety, Brian Edwards, who has a list load of stars and offers. And every day you see his growth on the field. He has so much football he's learning. And again, he's such a respectful young man and he's such a humble young man still with all this happening around him. His growth is going to be very scary. And there's some young kids right behind him, Jalen Floyd, Stephen Evans, Kaheem Roach, that are they have to wait their times at Miramar. We're talking about a loaded secondary. The defensive line is very exciting too. You have a kid that's fighting to be an All-American right now. I've gotten reached out by Under Armour. That's going to be Terrell Lucas Jr. He's actually going to be one of the special pass rush outside backers in the nation this season. And right behind him, you have Khalil Rowan, who's a special player, 4-year varsity player in Broward County. And then you have 2 young pieces, Owen Carney and Xavier Lang. That's really going to make the defensive line, which is my baby. My passion is the defensive line. So those guys are really, really going at it. They're slamming the weight room. We're watching film. We're watching cut-ups. One of my former players has come out. Chad Thomas has actually come down and worked with them for a day. So we're getting every resource and tool to make that a special group. And then the offensive line, again, is a passion. We have Obito Nwanko, who has a great pedigree. His brother played at Notre Dame. The other brother played Troy. They both were Chaminade kids, but he's a Miramar Patriot. They live in the city of Miramar. We're happy to have him. He is phenomenal. Again, an advanced placement student, great student athlete. When he gets on the field, he is a monster. And he has a very young offensive line, but the size and talent and ability they have is Chambers, Sebastian Shaw, and of course Troy Fields, the returning starter. Again, he's a high pedigree father, played at Oklahoma. He's a Miramar kid all the way through, Patriot at heart, and stayed through the storm. And he was getting pulled in 1,000 different directions.
Right.
And he's an anchor on the offensive line. And of course, Gregory McCray, our highly recruited running back, and D'Angelo Fulford, the transfer quarterback coming in, really solidifies that offense. So we have as talented team as anybody in the nation this season. We have a lot of young depth behind those young men as well.
What was the first day like when you met the kids? Like when you met with the kids, what was the, I guess if you sum it up in a quick way, like what was the gist of the message that you gave them to kind of, give them an idea, like someone you can't, like we were talking before about the trust factor and all that, like what was the kind of like the gist of the message you gave the kids?
I'm here to shepherd the program. It's already, I call it an all-American program. People are like, why would you transition from one experience to another experience? I said, it's a bridge. Because the similarities are there to me, the talent, the tradition, the culture, the work ethic, all those things have been in place. It's some place I've always admired. So I talked about how we watched your program from afar, not just myself, but my friends and colleagues across both counties have watched Miramar in the past, and there's a respect for what's happened here. So we're coming here just to reestablish. Nothing is changing. We're going to grow in a different direction, maybe a different voice, maybe a different way things are done, maybe a little different. We're here to highlight and accentuate what Miramar's been all about. And that's about student athletes, community, heart, passion, and great football. So we're going to put those things on the map, and we're going to put it out in front of everybody. We're going to compete at a very high level. So they were happy to hear that, that we were going back to tradition. We're going back to the Patriot way, Patriot pride. So the things that the kids in the administration were very impressed by, that we're not looking for drastic changes. I think it's modification change, and making sure we should be sure of our deficiencies and correct things that were kind of skewed in the last couple of years.
Well, Coach, we congratulate you on the opportunity. We know you're going to do great there, and good luck this season. And thanks for joining us.
I thank you for all you do for high school football.
Thanks, Coach.